Greetings fellow epic Fortnite gamers. Today we're going to be talking about the game that caused my boating accident in 2011, Paper Mario Sticker Star. As we all know, this game aided in the fall of the Roman Empire, which was a national tragedy for those who remember it. But what makes this game so bad? Well, first we're going to have to look a bit into its development. Well, it all started with the start of civilization in Mesopotamia, where people lived off farming by the Euphrates River. While civilization grew, many empires took over this land, like Macedonia, the Persians, but the empire we're interested in is Rome, which was a multi-ethnic empire that had many groups of people. And now looking over at Iberia, and in 206 BC, the Romans took over the Iberian Peninsula. The Iberian Peninsula consists of 3 countries: Andorra, Spain, and Portugal. And Portugal is the country we're interested in, which after the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD, Portugal did not exist yet, as that happened in the year 1143 when the Pope Alexander III signed this Treaty of Zamora, recognizing it. After the Americas were found by Christopher Columbus, and in 1494 the Treaty of Tordesillas was signed, splitting up the world into 2 between the Spanish and Portuguese. And so the Portuguese set east and encountered the Japanese archipelago in 1543. They established trade, and now onto Japan, which was a society of multiple warlords until it wasn't. And Japan was doing fine enough, doing typical country stuff, until we get to World War II, where after Japan got 2 nukes dropped on it, it started to rebuild. Now onto pre-World War II. In September 13th, 1889, there was a small company making cards called Nintendo, and in 1985 they will become world known for the NES, a beautiful system that had some incredible games like Lost Levels. Nintendo continued this streak until we get to the Independence Day of 2012, where in North America, surprisingly first and not Japan, Paper Mario Sticker Star came out. Now, after giving you a quick rundown on Paper Mario Sticker Star's development, we can now assess this game, and we're gonna need to apply Hegelian dialectics so we can understand it more. Bro, what the fuck does any of this shit mean? Dialectics drives to the absolute, to use Hegel's term, which is the last, final, and completely all-encompassing or unconditioned concept, or forming the relevant subject matter under discussion. I don't fucking know what that means. I'm not Kaiser. Alright, so, we're not gonna be using Hegelian dialectics because I don't fucking know what any of this shit means. So now, onto the game. We're gonna need to talk about the elephant in the room, and that being the title screen. As you can see, this is actually false advertising because the game is not about walking in a white void left and right and occasionally picking up stickers. And instead, you're exploring a world and doing puzzle solving. False advertising, and Nintendo should have fixed this. Alright, now we get on to the writing, and let's be real, there was just not enough. Like, you're telling me there's less than 70 forced interactions, and most of them are short? You're telling me I don't need to waste my time spamming A like a Mario Party button mashing minigame? This absolutely won't do. I say every 5 minutes, Kirsty should recheck texts, and they'll be 30 text boxes long. I feel like that will add enough dialogue into the game and will definitely not be annoying. The next thing that makes this game horrible is the fact that there's just toads. Now, why did Nintendo only have toads? Did they not know how important background characters that no one notices exist are to the game? And the fact that we didn't even have Joshua Kobza, the Burger King CEO, in the background is really disappointing, because the NPCs that I see for maybe 10 minutes of playthrough is really disappointing and really important to my overall experience when I go sell random crap to the toad in the early game. The final thing is the writing. Like, come on, there was an insubstantial amount. Like, you dare to inform me about the fact that this game cannot make more adequate and more plentiful judicious sequences under knowledge of the vocabulary that it had access to during the programming adventure of this game? Henceforth, why I demand that the company of Nintendo add in Bohemian scriptures into this compiled sequence of code. The final thing that makes this game preposterous is the absence of non-toad figures provided in this video entertainment. Are we really to believe that Nintendo is so brazen to ignore the fact of the significance of the caricatures in the backdrops of the perceived environment that the audience is meant to venture into? For reasons stated, it is why I denounce the perceived consciousness that Nintendo couldn't have implemented Yeshua Kabza, whose forefathers bear origin in a Turkic word, kapuz, for one-string guitar, for V's surname of Slavic origin, into the media entertainment of the Nintendo 3DS family of systems. But now, let's get on to the gameplay. But, anyways, happy April Fools, y'all. If you, like what you saw, like and subscribe, and if not, tell me why in the comments or something. And, yeah, I'll see y'all later. Winged Tsar's arrived. Because I am indeed a Winged Tsar. Like, actually, I was...